My Sculpted Journey. What is going on, you guys? I wanted to put this together for you. So, a little bit of my story, a little bit how I train people who kind of fall into my niche of they're really struggling to get started. They're super lost. Like, look at this guy in the left hand side, super lost, alcoholic, smoking weed all the time, doing all these things to cause harm to myself because I wanted to live in another reality. And the sad thing is no one cared that I was doing that about that guy. Nobody. Maybe they were aware I was struggling, but no one came up to me like, dude, you okay? You need some help? Nobody. But this guy on the right, I was poked and prodded and judged and why do you do this to yourself? You're so skinny, you're so small. What are you doing? That's so unhealthy. Crazy how that works in our world that someone who, like me, severely overweight, like this is 40 pounds overweight, super sick. No one wanted to say anything, but everyone had an opinion on this guy. Crazy. So, a little bit of the journey is like, I did not go from this guy to that guy. All right. Look at the ages 25. That's 41 that I was that guy. That's me as a WMBF pro right after my son was born. So this is my first 90-day transformation. I did not do that. I did this, more like this guy to that guy. So what can you expect? Are you going to expect this? You know, one of the big stereotypes I get from people who want to work with me, like, oh, I can't work with you, Chad. I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I didn't want to be a bodybuilder either. I wanted to just get healthy. That is phase one. Get healthy. Get fit. Do you know what feeling fit is like? This dude on the right, I could do anything, run anywhere, go anywhere. I give this program for free, by the way. If you want my first 30-day plan, it's free. All I did was push ups, sit ups, incline pull ups, walking lunges, squats, different types of like Hindu push ups, Hindu squats, everything calisthenic. I was too embarrassed to go in the gym. I didn't want to go in the gym in the beginning. So in my first 90 days, I went from this guy just walking, building confidence, detoxing, studying nutrition like crazy and training, to not even in my third month that I start to lift weights. So this is what phase one is in Sculpted by Brandt. This is reality. 90 days. This is what I did. I lost a boatload of weight, and I didn't know I had little muscles under there and some abs. All right. Then, after that initial 90, I went into another 90. And in Sculpted by Brandt, this is what it is. You do your initial 90 and you're like, where do I go? I'm fit now. What do I do? This is very individual for the person. All right. I am a big believer that over the years, we get serious sarcopenia. We lose muscle and we gain fat. This is why people will argue with me. I don't know why. They're like, but Chad, I'm still the same weight I was when I was in college. Well, you could be, but you have less muscle and more fat. Weight is something that really shouldn't be the be all end all in a fitness regime. Okay. So in phase two at Sculpted, we go for individualized goals. We start to sculpt the body. What do I need? In my case, I'm like, I need to get a little bit bigger everywhere because I feel like a skinny little runt and that I can do 10K like this. I don't want to be that. I've always wanted to have some muscles. I've always loved the Greek ideal, the Spartan body. I always loved muscles. I didn't like mass monsters. I didn't like that. But back in the day, that's all we saw was Flex magazine, these massive guys. I've never really wanted to be massive. I wanted to be a Greek ideal. I wanted to look good and perform well. So this was my second day 90. I ate more. I did less cardio. I focused on weight training, and it wasn't even 30 to 40 minutes in the gym 3 times a week. And I believe my split was back then upper, lower, upper, The next week was lower, upper, lower to give my upper body a rest. Very smart. And that was from Body for Life that I started to do and teach back home in Trail, BC. Then I went to school, kinesiology, Mount Royal for their 2-year PFD program, which is fantastic, by the way. You should check that out if you want to be an actual coach and level yourself up. And I started to dabble in everything, kind of lost in fitness translation. I was doing Olympic lifting, I was doing powerlifting. Right here, I dabbled in CrossFit. This is me at the regionals, CrossFit regionals, competing. Um, I was just good at everything, master of none. And I kind of was feeling lost here. What do I do? What am I passionate about? I'm like, I love being in the gym and lifting weights and looking good and feeling good and putting on clothes and like how they fit. I didn't really care about anything else. It took me a while to figure this out. So this is what the whole kind of plan is. Like, this is 9 years of being lost and playing hockey, doing all these things. I mean, I really didn't gain anything. Sure, I got really fit, but but could I do that forever? No, I really couldn't. So I'm like, I really want to bodybuild. I've always wanted to bodybuild ever since I started to work out way, way back in the day, watching my dad working out in the basement with a fire blazing and he's hammering out this old York 2000 machine, cables and old ass weights. I fell in love with working out and I had to really think about what do I want? And it was that. I'd love to sculpt my body. Look at my body. I look at my photos and my clients' photos and photos. I'm like, if I put on a little bit of side shoulders here, fill out the rear delts, that's going to look so good in a tank top. And right, I'll get the upper back kind of popping, V taper the waist, get some fat loss phase in. Look at those legs, get the legs out, hamstrings. I love being a sculptor and being a manager of someone's fitness and nutrition and program regime. So this was me, my first competition. My first ever coach was Frank Zane, 3-time Mr. Olympia. He really taught me a ton with all of his educational books. You should go check that out at his website. Some really good stuff. Then this was me, next 3 years. I turned pro here. That was my first competition in the other one. Second in my first ever competition. Competed a few more times. Finally got my pro card here on the left photo. I don't know if you're seeing the left or right, but left photo. And then I started to train. 3 years. I was in Vegas representing Team Canada at the World Championships in Musclemania. And that was a freaking blast. And this was, I would find a passion. I found, what I love to do, for me. That's for me. That's my sculpted journey. So at Sculpted, we bring out people's journeys. What do you want? What do you want to do? Right? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do a Spartan race? Do you want to do your first competition? Do you want to just look freaking good naked? Do you want to just feel great in clothes? Right? That's what it's all about. All right. And then I went from this guy into, okay, I want to be like the top-notch Michelangelo sculptor. I want to see what I can do. And then I hired the guys from 3DMJ, shout out to Jeff Alberts, and we worked our butts off. And I got my WMBF Pro card. I got my IDFA Pro card was the first one. WMBF was the next one. And this was my last show. This is right before my son was born. Just dialed in the package right there. And then this happened, a fall off. Everyone has this. This was me lost, sick. I finished competing. I'm like, what am I going to do? I had really made some errors in my gym and my business strategy that I all own myself. And I got super lost here, super, super sick. And here it is again. Do you think anyone cared about the guy on the right that was sick? Nobody. No one's like, "Hey, Chad, you're looking a little gaunt here. You okay? Things okay here? You all right?" I'm like, literally, I had to go to emergency 2 times, based on being extremely dizzy, and then the other time was so dehydrated that I was cramping up everywhere. I literally couldn't keep food down. This is what stress does to a body. It rips your muscle completely off. And this is because I was not loving what I was doing. I'm not a manager of a gym. I don't want that. I want to help people attain a level of fitness through what I'm passionate about. right? Took me a long time to figure this out. My A90 program is our phase 3, and A90 is a mixture of calisthenics and dumbbell training to sculpt the body. It's what I wrote in my Mount Royal personal trainer school. But this is what stress can do to someone. So I'm like, I need to get help. I need to get my act together. I need to live for my son and my wife and not be dead by the time I'm 50 because I felt like death. So I went and got help, and I went and got help from Vince Pistic. He helped me out a ton. He helped fix everything that was going on with me. The guy is legit. You've probably seen him online. He fixed me up. And then once I went on my own, I upfed myself. I need more food. I started to feel good. I started to process my protein, carbs, and fats better. I have the stress out. I have the toxic areas out of my life out. I'm helping people. I'm dialed in. I'm focused. I'm ready to go. And that's where I'm at now. And this was I would say even 3 years of regeneration to now. And here it is, 49. This is me right now, 50. I got goals. And this is Sculpted Journey to be continued. I have some goals when I'm 50 that I've always wanted to do, and I'm going to do them. I'm going to stick to my word. Stay tuned for those. But this is a little bit of my journey. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't go from fat to fit in a matter of a couple of weeks. It does, like, look at, like, 25 to 49. I'm 50 next year. That's a long ass time. This is what I do at Sculpted. I start people off where I started, a very rough spot. And I also start people off if they've been training for a while and are lost and want to dial in their training. It's called a prescription. I literally write prescriptions for people, fitness prescriptions and nutrition prescriptions to level them up. Why? I've been at the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. So if you stuck around this long, fantastic. Reach out. Let's get this party started. If you want to just chat online, I think I've chatted with about 8 people today. Get online and chat. Social media, baby. I hope this was educational. I have so many bodybuilding photos I wanted to put in here because I'm so proud of what I've done. My whole goal wasn't, hey, I want to win shows. I just loved being in battle with people on the stage and being with my idols and people that have won everything. I just love that I attained that level of professionalism and put in the dedication and time. And I think that also rings true for everyone. If you put in the dedication and time to what you want, you can get that, especially in your physique, right? We can all get sick and unhealthy very easily, right? But we can also get in super good shape and get really fit. It's the same thing. Consistency wins. Hope this helped.